Another excellent rendition of our national anthem. Welcome back to High Button Sports. As always, I am James Bryan, bringing you the Dartmouth Whalers versus the WearWell Bombers at the Zatsman Sportsplex in beautiful Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Puck will drop here shortly, and this game will get underway. Here we go. Face off one. Here comes Mosher. Mosher up to Taylor. Taylor can't get the puck. Taken by Cormier. Cormier up to Reed. Puck taken away by Sear. Sear to Craig. Craig to Taylor. Taylor up. Puck is played behind by Gunn, up to Anderson. Anderson to Little. Little loses it. Go to the puck. Here's Anderson. Now here's Cormier with the puck. Puck down. Connor Grace will get it. Grace up to Swain. Swain up to Little. Little shot just wide. Now here's Whitemore. Whitemore to Ross. Ross shoots it down. Corralled by Miller. Battle for it. Puck is chipped out by the Whalers. Now here's Mason Wakeham with the puck. Wakeham. Down to Kostopoulos. Down to Kostopoulos. Now here come. Now here are the Bombers. That's Miller. Down to Whitmore. Partner pass. Puck will get sent down. Wakeham gets the puck. Wakeham chips it up. Now here's Cormier with the puck. Cormier. Puck is taken away. Chipped down. And Mason Gunn will make a play. And now here's Brett Cormier. Cormier fires it up to Bowden. Bowden. Now here comes Matatal with the puck. Now here's Levi Chisholm of the Dartmouth Whalers. Chisholm skates in. Puts one hand on the stick. Gets it to Johnston. Johnston back to Chisholm. Chisholm. Puck taken away by Matatal. Whistle is blown. And we will have 12:53. With 12:53 to go. Here we let it face off in the Whalers offensive zone. Face off one by the Whalers. Shot. Blocked. Another shot. Just high. Now here come the Whalers again. Now, no, puck is taken away by Clayton McIntosh. McIntosh up to Frazier. Frazier through. Frazier shot blocked. Puck kept in play. Puck kept in play by McDaniel. McDaniel loses it. Loses at the blue line to Johnson. Johnson up to McDougall. McDougall now. McDougall chips it in. Now here's Connor Grace. Grace makes a couple nice moves with the puck. Grace. Stick handling. Grace back to McDaniel. McDaniel shot. Just wide. Back door shot. Puck is still loose. Puck taken right by the front shot. Shot saved by Gordy Black. Couple nice opportunities there. Particularly for Anderson and Grace. However, Gordy Black is able to make the saves, and this game is still 0-0. As puck will drop here in the offensive zone. Puck is taken by Taylor. Taylor. Puck is up. Cormier gets it. Cormier chips it up the boards to Anderson. Anderson back to Little. Little around Bruce. Little down. The puck is chipped up to Cormier. Cormier to Ross. Ross stick handles. Or my bad, that is not Ross. That is Elijah Little. Battle for the puck here in the corner. Taken away by Cormier. Cormier goes for a skate here. Cormier to Little. Little shot blocked. Now here's Little with the puck behind the net. Little out to Cormier. Cormier, shot deflected by Anderson. Shot saved by Gordy Black. Nice tip there by Cohen Little, the captain for the Bombers. Little is the captain for away games, I believe. The captain for home games, of course, being Brett Cormier. Puck is dropped. Now, here comes Sear. Sear. Shot. Save. Back is loose. Oh, in! And he scored! No goal! This goal is waved off by the official. Goal is disallowed due to illegal use of the hands. That could be costly here for the Whalers. Looking to get a 1-0 lead, and now they will be forced to sit with a tie. Once more. Kostopoulos gets the puck. Battle behind. Now Taylor gets it. Taylor. Up. Here's Mosher. Mosher on the breakaway. Mosher goes around. Shot. Save! What a save by Mason Gunn to prevent another goal for the Dartmouth Whalers here. And Ryan Ross will chip it in, and that will be an ice. So we will have a face-off here in the Whalers offensive zone. What a save there by Mason Gunn. Spreading out the pads. It will make a play. Anytime you can prevent a goal in a game like this, it's a crucial play. And Mason Gunn just made one of the most crucial plays of the game, probably. As here come the Bombers. Nice move. Lose the puck. Norton Connors. Norton Connors fires it up to Sim. Sim. Taken away by Whitmore. Whitmore. Back to Sim. Sim. Shot. Now here come the Bombers. It's McDonald. Jackson McDonald. Gets the puck behind the net. McDonald, nice moves. To McDaniel. McDaniel fans on it. And now here's Sim. Sim rifles it down. Brown on the forecheck. Puck is shot up to Lane Miller. Miller, puck is taken away by McDougall. McDougall loses it, but finds Taylor. Taylor to Craig. Craig loses it to McIntosh. McIntosh fires it down to Taylor. Now Taylor sends it up. Now here's Connor Grace. Grace with the shot. Puck is loose. No goal. Here comes Jackson LaRue. Yes, Jackson LaRue chips it down. Craig gets the puck behind the net. Craig goes through. Puck is loose in front of the net. Unable to capitalize, the Whalers are. Now here's Taylor. Keeps it in. McDougall to Johnson. Johnson, backhand shot, just wide of the net. McDougall digging. McDougall tries to lift a stick. McDougall comes away with the puck. Now here's McDougall. Now here come the Bombers. It's Grace. Grace, the defenseman. Grace to Little. Little shot, scores! Nice pass, nice shot by Cohen Little, who extends his team-leading goal stat, scores his 8th goal of the season. Connor Grace getting his team-leading 7th assist of the season. And the Bombers take a 1-0 lead early here in this hockey game. Nice passes there by the Bombers, able to break out there in transition. And here they come again. Here's Frazier. Frazier's shot. Save. Puck is hot. Puck is loose. Anderson. No good. Cormier. Cormier with the puck. Cormier to Anderson. Anderson back to Cormier. Cormier shot high. Glove saved by Black. Nice glove there by Gordy Black. Seen Gordy Black preventing a save there. Dartmouth Whalers so far on the season allowed 27 goals against. including that last one scored, only scored 7 goals the entire season. Now we are only 4 games in, but still the Whalers are going to be looking to make those stats look a bit better today. Hopefully come out with a win as well. As Cormier gets the puck behind the net. Here comes Cormier, a couple nice strides here. Skates past McDougall. Cormier to Anderson, intercepted by Wakeham. Wakeham chips it down. Clears the puck, smart play there. Here's Matatal. Matatal up to Anderson. Anderson back to Matatal. Matatal up to Frazier. Frazier chips it in. Frazier. Puck is taken by Ross. Ross to Little. Little up the boards to Reed. Reed. Puck is offside. And we will thank the sponsors. With 7:31 to go in this first period, we will have a face-off in the neutral zone. Face-off is won by the Whalers. Now here's Norton Connors. Norton Connors. Nice shot, just wide. Here's Sear with the puck. Sear down to Taylor. Taylor back to Sear. Sear passes blocked by Ross. Now Sear down. Intercepted by Moss again, or Ross. Shoot. Now Bowden. Bowden up to McDonald. McDonald. Nice moves here. McDonald's shot. Saved. Saved by Black. Okay. Whalers are digging. Levi Chisholm digging in the corner here. Puck taken away by Jackson McDonald. Jackson McDonald. Puck is shot out. And the Bombers will be forced to reset here. Here's Ross. Ross now. Up. Nice stick work here by Jax Mosher. Always the hard worker. As Taylor now gets the puck. Taylor to Craig. Craig. To up. Tries to find Sim. Sim. Shoots up. Blocked by the hand of Miles McDaniel. McDaniel up to McIntosh. McIntosh. Dangles around Craig. Shot, scores! Nice move by Clayton McIntosh to get around the defender. Nice low shot. Scores. And the Bombers take a 2-0 lead here early in the game. Clayton McIntosh with his first goal, his first point of the season. Way to go, young man. His first goal of his U15 major career. And what a nice goal it was. Unassisted goal. Norton Connors. Shot wide. Bruce Diggs. Here's Wakeham now. Wakeham is tripped. There will be a penalty come. The goalie goes to the bench for the extra attacker. Bruce. Puck is touched by the Bombers. And we will have our first power play of the evening. Let's see what the call is. Yep. 2 minutes to Clayton McIntosh for tripping. McIntosh with the goal now has a penalty. Only needs an assist. He can complete the old Gordie Howe hat trick there. And we will get our first power play of the game, and it will be the Whalers. We will get a nice look here. Wakeham, shot through traffic is blocked. Here comes Little. Little up to Anderson. Anderson. Skates through. Skates around a couple defenders. Anderson. Puck batted down by Norton Connors. Tries to make a play, but Caleb McDonald is offside. So we will have a face-off here in the neutral zone with 5:20 remaining in the first period and 1:39 remaining on the power play. Puck is dropped. Face-off one. Back to Cormier. Cormier dumps the puck. Played by Black. Now here's Wakeham with the puck behind the net. Wakeham. Looking for something. Going for a skate here. Wakeham stops at the blue line. Passes to McDonald. McDonald tries to find Danton through traffic. Intercepted. Bombers will dump it down, get a much needed change there. Wakeham looking to break out. Wakeham tries to find Danton again, intercepted. Now here's shot saved by Black. That shot was by Connor Grace, already with a point tonight. Now here's Moss. Moss to Grace. Grace to Moss. Moss up. Puck. No, puck is retrieved by Taylor. Here comes Taylor now. Mason Wakeham gets a change. Here's Taylor. Cole Taylor, of course. Taylor to Johnson. Johnson tries to find it. Is that in? No, it is not. What? All right, winning ticket for the 50-50 draw coming up. 720-426. Congratulations. You have won the 50-50 draw. That could have been a very unlucky bounce there for the old WearWell Bombers, but fortunately Mason Gunn able to make a play, as he has made a few already tonight, and the Bombers retain their 2-0 lead. Here's Craig. Craig, the big defenseman, going for a skate. Craig. Nice hit by Cormier in the board. There. Now here's Taylor now. Taylor digging. Taylor loses it. Here comes McIntosh. McIntosh. Nice burst of speed. Nice defensive play by Taylor. McIntosh still finds it. Tries to find it in the front of the net. No good. Now here comes Taylor again with the puck. Here comes Taylor. Taylor. Shot. Save. Puck is loose. Chipped in by Johnson. Unable to make anything happen there. Now here's McIntosh again with the puck. Nice move with the body to evade the check. But he loses the puck in the process. So here's Wakeham now. Wakeham up to Jax Mosher. Mosher chips it up to McDaniel. McDaniel up to Little. Little up to Miller. Miller out to the front of the net. No good. Taken away by Sear. Puck is retrieved by Whitmore. Nope, puck is taken away by the Whalers. Here's Taylor now. Taylor to Taylor. Taylor to Kostopoulos in front of the net. No good. Mosher keeps it in. Mosher back. Tries to find Taylor. Back door. No good. Here's Sear now. Sear takes a tumble. Little up the boards to Miller. Now here comes Miller. Puck at his feet. Nice defensive play by Wakeham to take the puck away. Now Wakeham here keeps skating with it. Wakeham chips the puck down, and the Whalers will get a change here. Now, here's Connor Grace. Grace up. Finds Little. Little. Tries to find Frazier, unable to. Puck is taken away by Norton Connors. But here comes Norton Connors up to Sim. Sim chips it up. Chips it up. Puck is played. Now here's Brown with the puck. Brown hit. Bombers now with it. That's Reed up to Ross. Ross now gets past Norton Connors. No, Norton Connors. Nice second effort there. Nice hands by Norton Connors. Coming up. Making a play here, the defenseman. And here's Sim. Ryan Ross now with the puck. Ross to Grace. Grace, nice hands, but it is offside. And with 1:17 to go in this first period, we will have a face-off in the neutral zone. And what perhaps might be the last face-off before the second period, or it might not be. Jackson McDonald here to take the draw for the Bombers. The Hockey Nova Scotia product. Wins it back to Cormier. Cormier. Challenged by McDougall. McDougall takes a tumble. Here's Cormier. Up to Bowden. Bowden. Puck falls off Bowden's stick. Back to Taylor. Taylor. Up to Danton. Danton. Pokes it through. McDonald tries to find it. Taylor. Taylor down. Puck taken by Matatal. Puck taken away again by McDonald. McDonald now staying strong. Bowden takes it away from McDonald. McDonald does not give up, though. But puck will be taken away by Cormier. Cormier up. Taylor intercepts. Taylor, weird, awkward bounce on the boards in front. Nice save. Tries to find Ollie Bruce. Unfortunate. Now here comes Jackson McDonald. McDonald goes through. Keeps the puck. Loses it. Bruce chips it down to Taylor. Taylor. Up. To Taylor. Taylor now to Bowden. Bowden. 3 seconds remaining. And the WearWell Bombers will go into this small first period break with a 2-0 lead. I'm James Bryan. I will see you in the second. Congratulations to the anonymous Pictou resident that won the 50-50 today. Pictou going home with Dartmouth 50-50, while the Pictou hockey team, WearWell Bombers, are coming into Dartmouth's home and taking a 2-0 lead into this second period. We will see how this plays out for the remaining two. I am James Bryan with High Button Sports, bringing you the Dartmouth Whalers versus the WearWell Bombers in lovely, sunny Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. As we will have an icing call, which means we will get a face-off in the Whalers' defensive zone. Here it is. Face-off won by LaRue. Puck is taken by Wakeham. Wakeham, nice burst of speed. Chips it up the boards. Taken by Cormier behind the net now. Cormier up. Wakeham keeps it in. Wakeham shoots to the boards. Taken by Grace. Grace up to Anderson. Anderson down the boards to Cohen Little. Little to Swain. Loses it. LaRue now has the puck. LaRue up to Johnson. Loses it. Now here's Owen Grace. Or Connor Grace. My mistake. Grace tries to find Anderson. Hits the skates. Back to Ross. Ross to Anderson. No good. Now Wakeham gets the puck on the boards. Wakeham tries to chip it up. Past the block. Chips it up again. Chips it over the head of Anderson. Now here comes Mason Wakeham and the Dartmouth Whalers. They tries to find Johnson. Tries to find McDougall. No good. Puck is taken away by the Bombers. Now here's Cohen Little. Little. Pass to Swain. Bit too hard. Can't find him. Wakeham still with the puck. Wakeham up the boards. To Whitmore. Whitmore. Taken away by LaRue. LaRue dumps it. Chased by Mosher. Mosher. Nice rub out there. Mosher battling for it. Chips it out. Puck taken away by Ty Bowden. Bowden. Intercepted by Chisholm. Chisholm to Norton Connors. Norton Connors tries to find Sear. Now he does find Sear. Sear up the boards to Mosher. Mosher tries to go around Whitmore. Gets poked. Now Taylor to Sear. Sear, nice fake. Sear shot. Save. Nice save there by Mason Gunn. Whalers still come away with the puck. Norton Connors going to have to get on side here, and he does. Or not Norton Connors, my mistake. Jax Mosher. Mosher's shot. Taken by Blair Whitmore. Whitmore up to Bowden. Bowden. Puck chipped in. Sim now with the puck. Sim to Norton Connors. Norton Connors. Up to Brown. Can't find it. Brown. And that will be an icing. And with 17:20 to go in this second period, we will have a face-off in the Bombers offensive zone. WearWell Bombers enjoying a decent season so far this year. 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss, combining for 6 points. Good enough for around 8th in the league. And we will have another whistle here. Chip is kicked out of the face-off dot. Chip replaced by Alexander Brown. And Bombers win the draw, of course. Here's Little. Little. Shot by Cormier. Cormier shot blocked by McIntosh. His own teammate. McIntosh chips it down. Woolley battling. McIntosh still has it. Poked by Black. Back out to Cormier. Cormier. Rifle of a shot. Save. Now here's Sear. Sear up. Sear blocked by Little. Now here comes Cormier with the puck in his own defensive zone. Looking to break out. Looking to make something happen. Cormier now. Loses control of the puck. Finds its way to Little. Little. To Cormier. Cormier up to Frazier. Frazier now. Puck taken by McIntosh. McIntosh tries to go around Taylor. Taylor makes a nice defensive play there. Taylor takes a tumble. McIntosh. Taylor evades the height from McIntosh and then evades another hit from Reed Frazier. And now here's Taylor now. Taylor up to Brown. Brown. Puck is caught by one of the Whalers coaches, which will result in a face-off here for the at the Zatzman Sportsplex with 16:10 to go in this second period. Yes. Puck is dropped. And here's Craig. Craig intercepted by Little. Little. Out front to Anderson. Anderson shot just high. And here's Reed with it. Reed. Reed battling. Reed to Anderson. Anderson to McDonald. McDonald to Grace. Grace to Little. Little to Grace to Danton. Danton to Reed. Reed to Little. Little out to the point to Grace. Grace shot. Nice glove save by Gordy Black. Nice hard shot there by Connor Grace. Yeah, the WearWell Bombers, the defending provincial champions, coming to Dartmouth for the first time this season. Whalers getting their first crack at this unit that was so good last year, defeating the Gulls in the provincial finals. And now here comes Cormier. Cormier makes a nice play. Cormier shakes LaRue's stick off. Cormier to Swain. Shot wide by McDonald. Cormier another shot. Swain tries to get the rebound. Shot. Puck is covered. We will have a face-off in the Whalers offensive zone. 15:03 remaining here in the second period. And Wakeham drops the gloves. Wakeham not with an A today, it looks like. I don't think he does. No. No, he does. He does. My mistake. My mistake. All right, face off here in the Bombers offensive zone. Having a bit of more confusion here. Jackson LaRue getting a bit impatient. He's like, man, just drop the puck. As Wakeham gets the puck. Wakeham now up. Finds McDougal. McDougal scraps for it. McDougal. Cormier takes it away now. Cormier taken away by McDougal. McDougal, LaRue shot. Rebound. Tries to find McDougal. Cannot get away with it. Now here come the Bombers. Here's Bowden. Now here's Kostopoulos. Chips it up. Kostopoulos to Whitmore. Whitmore shot. Low. Save. Rebound. Kicked out by Wakeham. Puck taken away by Jackson McDonald. McDonald to Whitmore. Whitmore. Shot. Save. Just wide. McDougal. LaRue makes a nice play there on the puck. Puck will be kept in by Bowden. Johnson tries to kick it with no stick. Whitmore up to Swain. Swain chips it down. Now Kostopoulos will have the puck behind the net. Kostopoulos up to Ross. Ross now. Ross tries to find someone in front of the net. No one there. Now here comes Mosher. Nice burst of speed there by Mosher. Here he comes. Fakes a shot. Doesn't shoot. Tries to find him in front of the net. Scores! Nice play there by the Dartmouth Whalers and Jax Mosher to fake the shot and then find Jack Taylor out in front of the net. And the captain gets the Whalers on the board here. It is a 2-1 hockey game at the Zasman Sportsplex here on this Saturday evening. Puck now to McIntosh. Now Sear has the puck. Sear now coming up.
Assist number 16, Jax Mosher.
Jax to Jax is the play. Now here's Connor Grace. Grace back to McIntosh who fans on the shot. McIntosh back to Grace. Grace shot, scores! Nice snipe! And the Bombers answer back right away. Connor Grace with his second point of the game and his fourth goal of the season puts the Bombers up 3-1 here. Grace from McIntosh just earlier in the game was McIntosh from Grace. And now Clayton McIntosh, a player who had no points coming into today, already has 2. Which leads his team. Now comes Bombers have the puck now. Here's Grace with the puck again. Grace. Whistle is blown. Whistle is blown, and we will have a face-off here in the neutral zone. Plays off. Little wins the draw. Little. Puck taken away by Taylor. Taylor. Sim. Nice play by Brown. There's Chip now. Chip with a shot. Blocked just high. Brown tries to get a rebound. No good. Puck is kicked out to Craig. Craig, nice slap shot. Nice save, Sim. Puck is loose. Brown fans on a rebound. And now Grace chips it up. No, Grace gets the puck right back. Up to Anderson. Anderson taken away by Craig. And now here comes the Bombers. Colin McDonald gets the puck. McDonald puck blocked by Grace. Now here's Brown. Brown up to Anderson. Anderson chips it in. Hits the top of the glass. Wakeham gets the puck behind the net. Smart play there. Up. Intercepted by McDaniel. Whistle is blown. Offside, I believe, is the call. So we will have a face-off in the neutral zone with 11:57 to go here in this second period of U15 major action. If you're just joining us now, WearWell is up 3-1 on the Dartmouth Whalers. And this has been a closely contested affair so far. As Kostopoulos chips it up, blocked by the ref. Back to Wakeham. Wakeham to McDonald. McDonald now. Back to the other McDonald. McDonald up to Bowden. Bowden. Puck taken by McDaniel. McDaniel. Now here's Bowden. Bowden taken away by Wakeham. Wakeham now. McDaniel keeps it in. McDaniel to Bowden. Bowden to McDaniel. McDaniel keeps it in. And now McDonald will make a play on the puck here. McDonald down to Wakeham. Wakeham backhand pass up to Danton. Doesn't find him in time. Taken away by McDonald. McDonald to McDaniel. McDaniel. Shot just wide. Taken by Danton. Danton pokes it out. Bombers will be forced to reset. Here's Matatal with the puck. Matatal to McDaniel. McDaniel up to Bowden. Taken away by Wakeham. Wakeham backhand pass up to Chisholm. Chisholm to Swain. Swain down to McDonald. McDonald shot rings off the post. And now here's Cormier now. Cormier to McDonald. McDonald loses the puck to LaRue. LaRue up to McDougall. McDougall, puck taken away by Whitmore. Whitmore to Cormier. Cormier up now. Here come the Bombers. McDonald, but that is offside. So we will have a neutral zone face-off with 10 minutes and 11 seconds to go here. Eli Woolley takes the face-off here. And he will lose the face-off. Now here come the Bombers. Nice backhand shot. Doesn't go. Wide open shot. No good. Nice defensive play there by Norton Connors. Tries to find Cormier. Cormier shot blocked by Chisholm. Chisholm. Puck down to McIntosh. McIntosh. McIntosh to Cormier. Cormier. Up to McDougall. McDougall. McDougall to Little. Or to Johnson. To Whitmore. Whitmore to Cormier. Cormier up. Taken away by Chisholm. Chisholm puck taken away by Swain. And Swain's got some open ice here. Shoots at the goalie. Trickles through. No good. Nice save. Nice play there. Chisholm gets it out. Chisholm to LaRue. LaRue up to Johnson. Johnson fires off Johnson's stick. Now here comes Mosher trying to make something happen. Mosher. Nice use of the body there by Jax Mosher. Always physical. Now here's Johnson. Johnson tries to find Mosher in front of the net. Puck is blocked by Whitmore. Whitmore looking for it. Now here's Mosher. Mosher to Craig. Craig. Shot. Blocked by Mosher. Mosher's feeling that one. Now here's Johnson. Johnson to Taylor. Taylor. Down to Johnson. Down to Ross. Ross kicks it out. Ross loses it. Now battle for the puck here on the boards. Trickles out to Spencer Anderson of the Bombers, who will come up now. Taken away by Taylor, though. Taylor. Taylor chips it up the boards. Up to Connor Grace. Grace up to Anderson. Anderson just loses it a little. Craig. Craig to Sear. Sear to Mosher. Mosher back to Sear. Sear. Now here's Miller. Miller to Anderson. Anderson to Little. Little goes around Taylor. Little keeps going with it. Little shot, scores! Nice shot there by Cohen Little. And he scores his 9th of the season, I believe. Yes, because he scored another goal today, if I'm not mistaken. I will get a fact check on that momentarily. But for now, here's Cormier. Cormier. Johnson. Johnson. To Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos. To Wakeham. Wakeham. To Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos loses it. Kostopoulos to Chip. Chip to Wakeham. Wakeham to Sim. Sim to Brown. Bombers get the puck. Little to Cormier. Cormier Nice edges there by Cormier. Cormier up to Little. Little stick handling in the neutral zone. Up to Miller. Miller up to Anderson. Anderson now to Cormier. Cormier shot. Deflected in traffic. Up to Little. Now here's Little with the puck now. Little taken away by Chip. Chip up to Wakeham. Wakeham with his head up trying to make a play here. Finds Brown. Just a bit too hard. And icing will be called. Yes. So with 6:48 to go here in the second period, we will have an icing. So we will have a face-off in the Whalers offensive zone. No, that was, correction, that was Cohen Little's first goal of the game. The first goal was scored by Connor Grace. So Connor Grace has 2 goals tonight. I lack to mention. And we'll have a face-off here in the neutral zone. 6:38 to go. Norton Connors chips it up to Ross. Ross chipped down to Chisholm. No icing as Chisholm touches the puck. Chisholm down to Norton Connors. Norton Connors up to Bruce. Bruce up to McDonald. McDonald now up to Ross. Ross to Bowden. Bowden to McDonald. McDonald goes around. McDonald's shot just high. Norton Connors chips it up. Norton Connors up to Bruce. Bruce up to McDonald. McDonald, but he can't corral it now. Ryan Ross has the puck. Ryan Ross now. Going around. Ryan Ross. To Chisholm. Chisholm to Norton Connors. Norton Connors. Matatal gets the puck. Matatal, puck is blocked by Bruce, but Cormier will corral it now. Cormier up to McDonald. McDonald, and that will be offside. Yes. The Bombers rocking a solid goal differential this year, including this game. They have 21 goals for, only 19 goals against. That is a +2 marker to go along with their positive record of 2-1-1. And here's Craig. Craig, nice hit there. Never mind, not a nice hit. That was a penalty. The penalty will go to, believe that is Clayton McIntosh. Yes. So McIntosh will hit up the box, and the Bombers will get their, the Whalers will get their second power play opportunity of this game. Unable to capitalize on the first one earlier here in the first period. Let's see if they can make something happen in the second. Whistle is blown. What could be the issue here? Here's Taylor. Wakeham now, the defenseman, comes in for the draw for the Whalers, and he loses the draw. However, puck is still finds its way to Taylor. Taylor to Craig. Craig shot. Wakeham in front of the net, digging. Puck is loose. Wakeham getting a couple hits and shoves there. McDougall now with the puck. McDougall against Little. McDougall wins the draw. Back to Taylor. Taylor. Down to Taylor. Taylor. Down to Wakeham. Wakeham. Wakeham to Taylor. Taylor with some patience. Shot through the legs of Grace. Just wide. Bombers try to break out. No good. Wakeham now with the puck. Wakeham to Taylor. Taylor in front. Shoots. Scores! Taylor finds McDougall in front of the net. And Jack McDougall makes this a 4-2 game. Jack McDougall, 5 goals last year. Just scored again tonight. Nice play there, nice puck movement there by the Whalers. And they are up 4-2, looking to shorten this lead potentially further before they head into the locker room for this third and final period. Wakeham keeps the puck in the net. Never mind, they gave that goal to Levi Chisholm. Here's McDougall digging in. I don't think that was Chisholm. I don't think Chisholm was on the ice. I don't think Chisholm's on that power play unit for them. And yeah, I'm fairly certain that was a Jack McDougall goal there, not one courtesy of Levi Chisholm. Of course, that would make it Levi's first goal of the season. Levi Chisholm, the former U13 AA Bedford Blue last season. Him, along with Tanner Danton, won U13 AA Provincials last year, and he is now enjoying a season with the U15 major Dartmouth Whalers. Another member of that U13 AA winning team, of course, Blake Bryan, who I'm sure none of you know. Little, up to Little. Little, puck kept in by Johnson. Little now got the puck behind the net. Little fans on the shot. Slow check there by LaRue. Wakeham now with the puck. Wakeham. Stick handling to Mosher. Mosher finds Mosher. Mosher to LaRue. LaRue fans on it. Wakeham now has the puck. Wakeham patiently looking for an option. Wakeham to Johnson. To LaRue. No good. And the Whalers here will now have a face-off in the offensive zone. Here's Taylor. Taylor draws one by one back to Cormier. Cormier to Matatal. Matatal up to McDonald to Swain. Tries to find Bowden, no good. Puck taken by Taylor. Here comes Taylor, the captain. Taylor, pass intercepted by McDonald. McDonald up to Cormier. Cormier to Taylor. Taylor to Cormier. Cormier to Matatal. Matatal to Sear. Sear, battle here, taken away by McDonald. McDonald to Taylor. Taylor, chipped down to Sear. Sear now. Up to McDonald. McDonald to Swain. Swain to Norton Connors. Norton Connors' shot is blocked by Bowden. Now Bowden comes down. Shakes off Chisholm. Bowden now. Looking for a pass. Bowden to Cormier. Cormier down to McDonald. McDonald tries to find Bowden. But inaccurate there. Sear chips it up. Sear now. Back to Connors. To Swain. To McDonald. Back to Swain. To Brown. Brown to Taylor. Taylor up to Sim. Sim to Brown. Brown, puck taken away by Matatal. Matatal up to Swain to Taylor. Taylor out to Craig. Craig shot blocked. Back to Brown now. Brown, puck taken away by Cormier. Cormier to McDonald. McDonald comes down with it. Nice burst of speed here by McDonald. To Chip. Craig digging deep. Craig. Puck taken away by Bowden. Bowden tries to find guy in front of the net. No good. McDonald. High slap shot. That will hit the netting. And we will have a stoppage in play. Minute 37 left to go here in this second period, and we'll have a face-off in the Bombers offensive zone. Bombers looking to potentially make it 5-2. Whalers looking to just not allow a goal here as they take a 2-goal deficit into the second period, hopefully. Now here is Whitman. Whitman to Grace. Grace shot high. Now Whitmore. Whitmore. Back to Grace. Grace. Another penalty coming. Grace shot. Saved by Gordy Black. Penalty will be going to Cole Taylor. We'll get the call here in a second. 2 minutes for cross-checking, and both teams get a substitution. The Bombers coach having a word with his team as they take a power play into the minute 13 remaining here in this second period. Here we go. McDougal up to Norton Connors. Urka Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos dumps down the puck. Grace gets the puck. Here's Grace now with it. Grace to Anderson. Anderson now. Down to Little. Little. Back to Anderson. Anderson. To Kostopoulos now with the puck. Kostopoulos to Taylor. Taylor chips it up. Ices a puck. Much needed clear on this penalty kill as Cohen Little gets a puck. Little up to Whitmore, blocked by Taylor. Taylor still digging. Taylor, McDougal digging. McDougal now finds his way back to Little. Little. Little now. To Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos to Wakeham. Wakeham. Anderson. Now here's Grace now with the puck. Grace fires it up. Hits the boards. And just like that, this second period is over. Bombers take a 4-2 lead and a power play into this second period intermission here. I am James Bryan, and I will see you in the third. And we are back. And we are back for this third and final period of U15 major action tonight between the WearWell Bombers and the Dartmouth Whalers in beautiful, always beautiful Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. My name is James Bryan, of course, with High Button Sports, bringing you the third period of this 4-2 hockey game, where the Bombers will start the period on the power play. Yeah. Yeah. They just announced the correction there for that second goal there scored by the Whalers. They originally had the goal scored for Levi Chisholm, just corrected it to go to Jack McDougall, as it should have, as I thought it should have. 1908 to go here in this third period. And we'll have it face off in the Bombers' offensive zone. Here we go. Puck is dropped. Going back to Little. Little. Shot down. Still out. Taken by Bowden. Bowden. Trying to make something happen here. Bowden down to McDonald. McDonald up. McDaniel. Daniel to Bruce. Bruce taken away by Bowden. Bowden to McDonald. McDonald. Couple skates. McDonald, nice shot. Glove save by Gordy Black. And now that power play that the third period started with is now over. So we are back to even strength as we have been for a little bit. Now there's Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos to Wakeham. Wakeham surveys the D. Wakeham up to Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos. Shot blocked by Little. Kostopoulos stays on it though. Kostopoulos tries to find it in front of the net. No good. Kicked out. Now here come the Bombers. Here's Frazier. Frazier up. Wakeham chips it up the boards. Taken by McDaniel. McDaniel makes Kostopoulos drop a stick. McDaniel chips it up the boards. Chips it up to LaRue. LaRue to Wakeham. Wakeham up. Puck hits the mesh. And we will have a face-off here in the neutral zone. Play will be forced to stop. Here we go. Face off. Face off one by the Whalers. Up to Chisholm. Chisholm trying to make a play here. Here we go. Chip now. Chip. Up to Brown. Brown up to Norton Connors. Norton Connors back down to Brown. Brown up to Norton Connors again. Norton Connors down to Sim. Penalty is called. Extra attacker will come on. Chip. And that puck will be intercepted. And the Whalers will get their third power play opportunity of the game. Already scored on one of them. Let's see if they can make anything of this next opportunity that they are given. This first Whalers power play unit has looked pretty decent so far this season. In the games that I have commentated, they have been relatively successful. However, this Bombers penalty kill is decent too, as they have their best defensemen, best couple D-men on the ice. Defensive defenseman. Anyways, Wakeham. Shot. Saved by Mason Gunn. The Whalers have an early morning tomorrow. They play the Rangers at 11 a.m. in East Hants. whereas the Bombers will play Cole Harbour at 11 a.m. at their home ice in New Glasgow. Goalie's helmet is all fixed up, and we are back in it. Face-off one to Wakeham. Wakeham to Taylor. Taylor. Stick handling, looking to make a play. Taylor skates around. Back to Taylor. Taylor, the captain, now with the puck. Taylor to McDougall. McDougall, one-timer, Wakeham. Another shot. Nice save by Gunn. A couple of nice saves by Mason Gunn on a couple of high-danger chances. And makes a couple other nice saves as he has been doing all night long for this Bombers team. In a game where the shots have been somewhat close, Mason Gunn has made a huge difference for this Bombers front. Face-off is won by the Whalers. Here's Craig. Craig down the ice, down the boards to Ross. Ross kicks it out. Back to Craig. McDougall gets it and loses the puck. McDougall to Little. Little. Now Taylor has the puck. Taylor. Stick handles around. Taylor now gets roped up by Little. Taylor back to Craig. Craig. Hit by Little. Craig now. Craig up to Taylor. Taylor up to Taylor. Taylor. Up to Grace. Grace. To Little. Little. To Wakeham. Now here's Wakeham. Wakeham now. Wakeham up. Kicks out. Now here's Taylor now. Taylor. Out. Little gets the puck here. Little. Shot. Tries to find Anderson in the back. No good. Wakeham. Wakeham to Taylor. And the whistle will be blown. Too many men? Is that the call? LaRue looks like he is headed to the box. For what reason, I am not sure. Anyways, we will have a face-off here in the Bombers' offensive zone. Here's McDonald. Norton Connors. Norton Connors out. And the Bombers, this 4-on-4 will quickly turn into a Bombers power play as Woolley exits the box. So now we will get a look at this Bombers power play, one that we have not seen much of tonight. Nice shot by Cormier. Puck is loose. Kicked out by... Nice play by Bruce to kick it out there. Ross will get the puck behind the net. Here's Ross. Ross up to Cormier. Cormier up to Bowden. Bowden to McDonald. McDonald, and that will be offside. And we will get a face-off in the neutral zone here with 14 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. For fans of hockey at the Zatzman Sportsplex and for those watching Highline Sports tonight, make sure to stick around. After this game, we will have a hotly contested matchup between the Cape Breton West Islanders and the hometown Dartmouth Steel Subaru. Subs playing their first game in almost a month here at the Sportsplex. Had the week off last week, and then they shot by McDonald, no good, and a cover up there by Henry Craig, or Gordy Black. Henry Craig. Henry Craig, of course, the defenseman, not the goalie. Right. Yes, anyways, the Subs. They had the week off last week. Week before that, they went to Ottawa. Week before that, Q Cup. So it's been a while, but they will finally return to the Zasman Sportsplex, where they will take on the Cape Breton West Islanders, led by Jack Bell in between the pipes. Face off here, taken by the Bombers. Scout out to Anderson. Anderson back to Grace. Grace keeps the puck in. Grace, nice hands. Grace to Anderson. Anderson shot low. Black. Nice cover by Black. 19 seconds remaining here on this power play. If the Bombers want to capitalize, they better capitalize quick and they better capitalize now. Here's Lane Miller of the WearWell Bombers to take the draw. Opposite to Andy Chip of the Dartmouth Whalers. Face off won by the Whalers. Here's Grace. Grace to Anderson. Anderson shot. Saved by Black. Anderson gets a puck. Anderson. Back out to Grace. Grace to Anderson. Anderson keeps it in. Anderson finds McIntosh. McIntosh shot. Saved by Black. A little bit of extracurricular digging in there by Anderson. Whalers perhaps won't be too happy about that. 2 seconds remaining here on this power play. Woolley. Brown. Wakeham now with the puck. Wakeham chips it out. Nice smart play there by Wakeham. Little, and we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Nice play there by LaRue. Unable to corral the puck though as Brett Cormier gets it just out of his reach. Cormier. Now here's Brown. Brown tries to find Little out front, no good. Here comes Wakeham. Wakeham now up the boards. Up to McDaniel. McDaniel keeps it in. And this whistle will be blown. And we will have a face-off here in the neutral zone. Woolley versus Taylor. Face-off won by Woolley, and the Bombers will now take it in. Here comes Frazier. Frazier now. Frazier shot, saved by Black. Chisholm now with the puck. Chisholm up to Sear. Sear takes a tumble. Sear to Woolley. Woolley to Matatal. Matatal to Norton Connors. Norton Connors now goes up, shoots it at the Bombers goalie. Puck in front, and he scores! Jax Mosher able to dig in deep, and he scores a goal to make it 4-3 for the Whalers. And just like that, this is a one-goal game thanks to Hockey Nova Scotia product Jax Mosher. Mosher, along with Mason Wakeham, are the two Hockey Nova Scotia alumni from this Whalers front. And just like that, it is a one-goal game here for the Dartmouth Whalers as Mosher still has the puck. Gets knocked off, but Sear finds it. Sear, nice stop by Whitmore. Whitmore to Ross. Ross down to Whitmore. Whitmore up to McDonald. McDonald to Swain. Swain to Norton Connors now. Here comes Norton Connors. Chips it up the boards to McDougall. McDougall to Ross. Ross now to Whitmore. Whitmore. McDougall. Shot saved. Another shot. Just goes through the 5-hole. Just sneaks it through. And that is Isaac Swain with the goal. His first of the season. First of his U15 major career, I believe. And congratulations to Isaac Swain scoring his first ever U15 major goal and getting his first ever U15 major point. Isaac Swain, of course, brother of Eli Swain, former Hockey Nova Scotia member and former WearWell bomber. Of course, was on that team last year that won the provincial championship. Eli Swain now on the Weeks County Majors. Taken by Little. Puck now. Wakeham now intercepts the puck. Wakeham to Norton Connors. Norton Connors chips it down. Norton Connors to Gunn. Gunn to Cormier. Cormier comes up with it. Cormier goes through. Cormier in front. Squeaks through. No, it does not. Ty Bowden almost scores one there. Bowden. Dig for the puck here behind the net. McDonald comes away with it. McDonald up to Grace. Grace poked away. Now here comes Jack McDougall. McDougall to Ross. Ross. Dayton can't quite find it. Dayton tries to find it. Grace chips it up. Grace to Anderson. Anderson to Little. Little. Little now. Up to Grace. Grace to Ross. Ross to Little. Little keeps it in. Little down. Little down to Reed. Reed to Grace. Grace shot. Puck is covered by Gordy Black. So in a 5-3 game like this with 9:44 to go, time is ticking and the Whalers are going to need to make something happen here quick, and they're going to need to make something happen here now. As we have a face-off here in their defensive zone. Face-off won by the Whalers. Now here's Craig. Craig up to Mosher. Is he fast enough? Mosher by himself. Nice move. Nice save by Gunn. Another nice save by Mason Gunn. Mosher does a nice forehand, backhand, tries to shoot it up. Gunn comes across the crease, makes a nice save. Now, that is what we have come to expect of Mason Gunn so far in this game today. Cormier gets the puck down to Matitol. Matitol up to Little. Little. Or my mistake. Reed. Reed now has the puck. Reed loses it. Reed to Little. Little. Mosher now at the puck. Mosher down to Little. Little. Up to Anderson. Anderson shot. Just wide. Matitol tries to get it in. Now here comes Mosher. Mosher to Cormier now. Brett Cormier with the puck. Cormier down to Anderson. Anderson skates around. Shot. Save. Now here's Mosher. Mosher to Grace. Grace now with the puck. Grace shot. Just deflects off a couple sticks. Unable to go in the net. Little now stays with it. Little to Anderson. Anderson to McDaniel. McDaniel to Grace. Grace will be forced to reset here. Grace keeps the puck onside. Grace loses it. It's a bit too much with the puck there. Finds its way to Brown. Brown's got a nice opportunity here. Shoots. Another nice save by Mason Gunn. Dangerous chance there for Alexander Brown and the Dartmouth Whalers. However, Gunn able to make another save. Mike Danton Hockey Academy, a sponsor of the Dartmouth Whalers. Mike Danton, of course, father of Tanner Danton, former NHLer. As here's Levi Chisholm. Now comes Whiteman. Back to Norton Connors. Norton Connors up to McIntosh. McIntosh, nice play there. Keeps it onside. Here's Miller now. Miller loses it to Brown. Brown to Sim. Sim up to Ross. Ross to Whitmore. Whitmore goes around. Whitmore now takes a tumble. That will be a trip. Another penalty will be coming here. Goalie has gone to the bench. They're digging deep. Puck is taken away there. Here, a puck will be touched by Levi Chisholm. And the Bombers will get on the power play again here with 7:24 to go in this third period. Already up 5-3. Perhaps looking to get a dagger goal here to seal any hopes of a Whalers comeback. And speaking of the Whalers, if they do have any hope of a comeback, they're going to need to kill this penalty off quite well. Here's Grace with the puck. Grace to McDonald. McDonald back to Grace. Grace to Whitmore. Whitmore shot. Save by Black. The Steel Mitsubishi penalty kill is now being partaken by the Whalers. Here's Wakeham now. Wakeham. Puck taken away by Grace. Grace to Whitmore. Whitmore to Grace. Grace to McDonald. McDonald to Grace. Grace to Whitmore. Whitmore to Grace. Grace to McDonald. McDonald to Little. Little shot. Scores! Rings it off the post. Cohen Little. With his 9th goal of the season. Team leading 9th goal gives him his 13th point as well. And it gives the Bombers their 6th goal of the game. And the Bombers lead 6-3 with just under 7 minutes to go here in this third and final frame. As Matatal now. Matatal up to McDaniel. McDaniel taken away by Craig. Craig to Ross. Ross goes for a skate, or Taylor goes for a skate. Here's McIntosh. McIntosh shot. Saved by Black. 6:26 to go here. It's ticking down here, folks. Like I said, if you want to watch some more great hockey, we got Islanders, Subarus coming up next after this. Brought to you by, of course, me, James Bryan. Taylor. Taken away by McIntosh. McIntosh taken away by Taylor again. Taylor now. Here comes Taylor. Taylor chips up. Little gets the puck now. Little. Nice opportunity. Nice try to play their body there by Danton. Danton a little shooken up after that one. Can't find the puck now. McDonald has it. McDonald back to Taylor. Taylor shakes off a D. Taylor shot wide. Deflects Tanner. Danton almost puts it in. Misses the chance. And now here comes Cormier. Cormier. Nice burst of speed. Nice skating there. Cormier blows a tire. Looks like I may have jinxed him there. My fault. Anyways, Frazier. Little gets the puck now. Little up to Anderson. Anderson up to Cormier. Cormier up to Frazier. Frazier. Little gets it. Little kicks it up. Little to Norton Connors. Norton Connors up to Taylor. Taylor tries to find Mosher. No good. 5 minutes to go here. 3-goal game. Nice hit there by Gavin Sear. Now here comes Anderson. Anderson shot blocked by Norton Connors. Little gets a board. Little. Little now. Shot blocked by Norton Connors. Now here's Taylor. Taylor, Norton Connors now. Norton Connors up to Sear. Sear to Ross. Ross now. Up. Taken away by Little. Kostopoulos tries to dig in there. Puck taken up by Swain. Swain down to Grace. Grace back to Swain. Swain up to Little. Little back to Swain. Puck taken away by McDougal. McDougal chips it in. Puck deflected down by Mason Gunn. 4 minutes to go here. Tire blown by Miles McDaniel. Swain. Wakeham to Grace. Connor Grace. Up. Puck deflected by Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos tries to find McDougal. McDougal perhaps not paying attention there. McDaniel now gets the puck. Wakeham. Offside. Whalers are going to have to reset. Little skates by LaRue. Little skates by another D. Another save. Gordy Black makes a nice save there. 3:32 remaining here in this 6-3 hockey game. And barring a impressive comeback, it is looking like the Bombers will pick up their third win of the season here. As nice deflection there. I think it was tipped by McDonald. And McDonald has his second of the game. 5th of the season. And this is a 7-3 game now. So like I just said about barring a potential comeback, that 7th goal there makes this comeback ever the more unlikely. This game is not over yet as Brown comes here. Brown comes through. Brown tries to find Chip. Taken away by Cormier. Cormier to Swain. Nice hit there. And that will be a penalty. Taylor hits Swain from behind. He will get 2 minutes for charging. I believe it's a call. Yes. 2 minutes for charging. And the Bombers will get another penalty here with 3:10 remaining in this 7-3 hockey game. So yeah, Bombers will collect their third win of the season most likely, giving them 9 points, putting them in the top end of the pack for this U15 Major League. Whalers, nice save there by Gordy Black. Whalers in 10th place before this game. They will drop to 1-4 after this loss. Whalers will most likely, they continue on this trajectory, will potentially face a tough matchup in the playoffs when the time comes. As here comes Cormier now. Cormier to Anderson. Anderson to Cormier. Cormier to Anderson. Anderson to Cormier. Cormier shot. Saved by Black. A lot of whistles here in the waning seconds of the game, making this game go on for quite long. If you're fans of hockey, I guess you are getting your money's worth out of this game, as it will continue to go on and on. As here's Cormier. Cormier down. Back to Cormier. Cormier shot. Another cover by Gordy Black. I mean, these Bombers, they're just getting nice shots, and all Black can do is just cover, force them to reset. And with 2:30 to go in the game, you don't want this lead to get any more out of hand than it already is. Wakeham went back to the locker room for a second there. Appears that he is back on the bench. Perhaps something to do with his neck guard, it seems. So here's Grace. Grace to Little. Little to McDonald. McDonald to Grace. Grace to Whitmore. Whitmore tries to find McDonald. Back to Grace. Grace shot. Deflect. Pad save. And there's 2:06 remaining in this third and final period. Yeah, catch the WearWell Bombers playing tomorrow against the Lakers. Crosstown rivals, the Harbor Rage. The Whalers, crosstown rivals, Harbor Rage, play the Bombers tomorrow at 11 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time. Make sure to catch that game, as nice shot there by Whitmore. Puck is still loose. Now here's Jackson McDonald. McDonald down to Whitmore. Whitmore to Grace. Grace, shot. Glove save by Gordy Black. Taylor. Taylor against Little now. Little to Grace. Grace to Whitmore. Whitmore back to Grace. Grace to McDonald. McDonald. No good. Whitmore to Grace. Grace to Whitmore. Whitmore to Grace. Grace down to McDonald. McDonald to Little. To Taylor. No good. Grace. Grace. Puck taken by Little. Little. To net shot. Save by Gordy Black. 59 seconds remaining here in this game, which is looking increasingly more likely that it will be a Bombers victory. As Bully now here on the ice. Puck has been in the Whalers defensive zone for a while. Wake him up. Wake him up to Sear. Sear to Taylor. Taylor back to Sear. Offside is called. 41 seconds remaining here in this third period. Another whistle in the crunch time of this game. Taylor to Wakeham. Wakeham to Taylor. Taylor to Sear. Sear, nice battle here for the puck on the blue line. Sear to Wakeham. Wakeham. Wakeham now. Up to Chisholm. Chisholm, 10 seconds remaining here. Sear. Sear now, battle for the puck. Taylor has it. And the Whalers' rough start to the season continues as they drop this one 7-3 to the WearWell Bombers. Bombers having a nice start here. 3-1-1. And in these teams' first matchups of the season, Game 1 will go to the WearWell Bombers. From all of us here at High Button Sports, I am James Bryan. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to stick around because we got Subs and Islanders right up next, featuring James Bryan once again. I will see